Hello you guys, good morning. So right now I'm currently waiting to go into online clinical. So for mental health, the first 2 weeks we are doing orientation but online. We don't get to go to person until September 18th. So right now I'm just waiting to go in. I'm just gonna wait 2 more minutes and then I'll just go in. I have here my breakfast. Just made like a fruit bowl with yogurt and granola, and I have my coffee. And really I'm not hungry, like it's super early. It's about to be 8 o'clock, so that's early. But yeah, you guys, we'll see how long this clinical is. I really do not know, but basically since it's orientation, we're with like another clinical group for orientation, so it's gonna be 16 of us or 15 of us online, so we'll see how that goes. But basically I had class on Thursday and I did not vlog at all. But yeah, you guys, that went really well. Really liked my mental health professor, and basically I feel like research, that's the class that I'm going to be struggling with, because throughout the whole class of research I felt like I knew absolutely nothing, and everything is basically group projects for that class. So yes, I'm in a group, and yeah, we'll see how that goes from what I've been seeing and reading from the syllabus and stuff like that. But yeah, you guys, that is what has been going on. Nothing really crazy going on, but I haven't really done much with like studying yet. I'm hoping to get studying done hopefully tomorrow, or if not Monday will be like my study date, depending if we have to turn in clinical work, since we only have 2 days to do it. So it will be due on Monday, outside of it being due on Tuesday, but we'll see how all of that goes. But yeah, you guys, that's my little update. So basically this is what we have to do. I am just watching, we had to watch a YouTube video, then we had to do a mental status exam. So I already watched it, but I did it on the wrong worksheet. So now I'm just doing it this one, and we have to go in and do like the appearance, movement, their behavior, speech, affect, mood, thought process, thought content, orientation, attention, insight, and judgment. And this is just basically the definition. So basically this is like more in-depth about it, but this is basically everything that we had to do right now for clinical, and that is basically our clinical day. Turn backwards by 7. Okay. Try to build this. Now. Hello you guys, welcome back. So I just wanted to come on here and update you guys on how the semester has been going. We are officially starting week 3 this week, and I just wanted to come on here and update you guys how it's been going for me for these past 2 weeks. Nothing really crazy going on. You know, The semester is really different compared to being in med surg and fundamentals. And clinicals are also going to be different. This semester is basically considered the chill semester from what I've heard from classmates. And basically, if you guys do not know, I am in my 5th out of 8 semester in a part-time nursing program. So this semester I am taking mental health. I am taking evidence-based research, which is basically a research class, and those are like the only 2 classes that I'm taking this semester. And the semester, like how I said, it's really quite different, just because we're not really in clinical that much compared to last semester, where I basically started clinical right away. But this semester, we're basically, for clinical, we are 1 week off, if that kind of makes sense. So we're only going to clinical in total for this whole entire semester for four times, and then we have BSIMs, and then we had our orientation. Let me put the camera a little bit down. But basically, yeah, we had 2 weeks of orientation, and then this week we are off. So every week we go to clinical, we're off, we go to clinical, we're off, and then there's holidays coming up also, so we're also off. So that's why I feel like people said that it was like kind of a chill semester. And from having clinical orientation, we got to meet our instructor online. So basically she gave us like the whole rundown of what to expect in clinical and stuff like that, and she seemed really chill and really nice. So I really look forward to how this clinical is going to be like. Also, she let us know if we had like any concerns or anything about how we felt going into a mental health facility, because it's quite different from being in the hospital and interacting with patients and stuff like that, because we're not going to be giving out meds this semester. It's just a lot of therapeutic touch, and basically interviewing patients from what I've heard and stuff like that. And also our clinical hours are cut down short. So last semester I started clinical from 6:15 until 4 o'clock, and then basically this semester we have clinical from 6:45 until 1. So it's kind of short and stuff like that for clinical, since there's really not much for us to do in clinical, since we're not in a hospital and stuff like that. But that's how it's basically going to be like for clinical. This week I am off. I do not start clinical until next week, so we'll see how that goes. I'll be sharing my experience with you guys on how that goes, since I'm quite kind of nervous to see how clinical would go like for me. And basically for mental health, for lecture, we are back in person, you guys. Just for lecture for mental health, for our research class, we are basically hybrid, so we're only going to campus like 3 to 4 times this semester, and then the rest of the days we're online on Zoom. So basically for mental health, that's really good that we do get to go in person. I really enjoy my professor this semester. Pretty straightforward, really nice. You can tell that he really wants us to learn, and that's what I really like from professors, if that makes sense. So it's kind of quite an early class. We have to be there before 8 o'clock, since our class starts at 8, and it's not over until like 10 o'clock, so it's only 2 hours. So I feel like those 2 hours go by super quick being in person, just because you're engaged and you're paying attention to lecture, because you're in person. And I feel like for me personally, I like in person way better than I do online, just because online I feel like you get distracted. And our research instructor was telling us that a lot of people prefer online versus in person, which kind of makes sense, because you do have to wake up earlier and stuff like that. You have to drive to campus and stuff like that. But for me personally, I feel like I learn better in person, and I feel like I'm paying attention in lecture versus being online, which I also liked, because you would get up and you would just go online onto Zoom and stuff like that. If you needed to get a snack or something, you would go and get it and eat while in class online, versus in person you can't really do that. You can't really eat in class anymore because of wearing our mask and stuff. So that's like the only downside. Like, those are my pros and cons so far for me being in person. you know, for mental health. But I really do enjoy that class. We'll see how that class goes. It's kind of quite different, you know, from med-surg. I feel like they should have continued med-surg 1 and med-surg 2 together, because I feel like next year when I take med-surg 2, I'm gonna forget everything that I learned in med-surg 1. But as you know, mental health is like a whole different scenario, a whole different area that you have to learn. Basically how to talk to the patient, how to do certain assessments on the patient, and knowing, you know, how to ask a patient a certain question without, you know, offending them. So it's kind of, you know, quite interesting, you know, how we're going to be learning these assessments, or how to going to be learning how to talk to the patient. So, you know, I feel like that's like another good thing too, is you're going to be learning how to properly talk to the patient when it comes to, like, if you do have to deal with these when you are on the floors. So, you know, that is like a good thing also. But that's what has been going on. For mental health, we have basically our first exam next week, so I'll be taking you guys along with me how I'm studying for this class. But yes, our first exam is already next week 4 already. Sounds crazy, but it is. I feel like the semester is going to be moving on super quick, and there's a lot going on with that class. And then our research class, everything for that class is group work. So we are in a group and we're working with each other, like discussion posts. We have essays that we're going to be working as a group, and we have like this whole entire presentation that we have to work and you know, that we have to work on, and then we're going to be presenting that at the end of the semester. So, you know, that is how research is going. I feel like for research, it's just still confusing to me, just because I am still confused on what this class is really about. And I got, you know, I read on Instagram that research is supposed to be a really interesting class, that this is a class that basically is like the foundation of nursing, and that you're supposed to know, like, really enjoy this class. But for me, being in week 3 already, I feel like I'm still confused with this class. So I'm hoping that my mind changes and I'm able to understand this class once I am done with the semester. So I'll keep you guys updated on how this class goes, just because I heard also that this class is boring and stuff like that. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. And this video is like already long, super long, because like I want to update you guys on everything, on every little detail regarding like the classes and stuff like that. But I'm trying my best to try to update you guys on like the most important things and stuff like that. But for the rest of the semester, I'll update you guys on little things also that we have to do for mental health. But yeah, you guys, that's basically it on my updates right now for the first 2 weeks of nursing school for this semester for mental health and for research. So that's what has been going on. Nothing really crazy going on. You know, just adapting, going back onto campus and then coming back, and then having to go online onto Zoom for research. But yeah, you guys, that is my little update. I'm hoping you guys do enjoy the little update, and I'll see you guys in my next clip.